What's up, everybody? It's Richard Eats, and this is Hey Bay City. Yeah.
So, Richard, I typically don't do like an intro, but
Sure.
you wrote just the most beautiful bio intro ever that I feel morally obligated to read it.
Let's hear it.
Here we go. Richard Hagen, aka Richard Eats, is a food and hospitality content creator from Bay City, Michigan. Cumulatively over 1 million followers, reaching nearly 100 million users monthly.
I'm blushing.
Woo!
Wow.
Richard began posting content in the fall of 2020 at the height of COVID and has rarely missed a day of posting original content since.
Boom.
With 720,000 followers on TikTok, 350,000 followers on Instagram, and 172,000 followers on Facebook. Richard has collaborated with many major and national brands such as the NFL, Traeger Grills, King's Hawaiian, McDonald's, Walmart, and more.
Yes, sir.
Richard prides himself in showcasing easy weeknight meals, backyard barbecue, appetizers, and experiences in the Great Lakes Bay region and beyond. Richard lives in Bay City with his wife, Brianna, who is sitting right next to us off camera, daughter Penelope, and son Elias.
That's a squad.
Woo! That is a squad.
That's the bio.
That's like 100 million with an M, which is wild.
It is wild. I can't believe it, to be honest, that many people are interested in what is going on.
Before we get into your story,
Sure.
We've got some delicious scallops coming here. We're here at right off the Saginaw River, in Midland Street District of Bay City at H2O's, the new H2O's. Look at those scallops.
That's beautiful.
Oh, Marco Zarzak is
smells
behind
delicious.
you, smiling, grinning ear to ear.
Yes.
Yeah, those look delicious. So we thought it would be kind of fun, since we're talking about food, we're going to also eat food at the same time.
Yes, absolutely.
We'll just need to grab some silverware or something.
Okay.
I mean, you could pretty much eat scallops with your fingers.
I could,
think.
yes.
Finger food. Wow, wow.
Well, Phil needs a plate, too.
And you got to get a plate. Get over here. Because she's never had scallops before.
Yeah, you want one?
Yeah.
Here, Brianna, come over here.
I just want like one.
Take it. Boom.
Yeah.
You want some of that sauce? Get some of that sauce. Okay.
And we're going to get your feedback in a second.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, those are great. Scallops are kind of divisive, I want to say. And like some people just love scallops. But other people, even if you like seafood, think
I'll
they're
try
weird.
anything once.
But yeah,
That
that's
is
the
for sure.
spirit.
And it's a beautiful plate. Like, it looks awesome.
Yeah.
The way that she brought it out.
It is beautiful.
Mark and H2O's, original O's in Auburn, absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, great people, great food.
Yes.
Did you like grow up loving food, or like where did this interest in food come from?
I've always, obviously I love to eat. I think that's clear. But definitely, the story, do you want me to get in the story, the origin of Richard Eats? So, when COVID shut down the world, and me and my wife, Brianna, and our daughter only daughter at the time, we couldn't rely on grandma to bring us meals, because of COVID restrictions, and all the restaurants shut down. I had to be the man of the house and started making some simple, easy things for my family.
Do you remember the first thing that you made when you were like,
burgers?
I'm officially a cook.
Burgers.
Burgers?
Yeah,
Okay.
burgers. Sam the cooking guy, who's a very popular YouTuber. I follow him religiously.
Sam the cooking guy.
Sam the cooking guy is the absolute best.
You gave a start to Richard Eats over here.
Yes, he did. He did. I've tried to tell him that, but he's too famous for me. But anyway, so Sam the cooking guy taught me smash burgers, and so I remember doing them.
Yeah.
I remember doing them. One of the first things that I made in the kitchen. So for 26 years of my life, I rarely ever touched. I couldn't boil a pot of water. That's the joke that I tell everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much meat. Like if it doesn't involve like a single piece of beef and a grill.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can do spaghetti. Like
Yeah.
I can
For sure. Or spaghetti.
I
nail
can
it,
boil a mean pot of noodles.
For sure. I'm killer at ramen noodles. Killer at ramen noodles and crockpot recipes.
So you're like cooking at home.
Little bit.
Yeah.
Some people look at my comments. Some people don't say that what I do is cooking, but it's,
Do you have
it's
haters?
halfway there. Oh, absolutely have haters.
Tell me before we go on. Whenever you're whenever you're talking, look right at me.
I'm
that
sorry.
way, there when I get a clip or like definitely look down, but that way there we've got like a pullable clip right there. You're
sorry.
fine. No, you're fine. You don't have to apologize to me. You've got 100 million followers, or like 100 million.
Yeah.
So you have haters.
A little bit, yeah.
Tell me about your haters, because.
So I've been really leaning into like the crockpot recipes, like the indoor easy stuff, especially with winter, because I used to be a big backyard barbecue type guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I used to do everything on the grill, and then I started doing more stuff in the crockpot.
Yeah.
And so that's really kind of upset the people that only followed me for the backyard barbecue type stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, so I made a little bit of a switch in the content to start just doing like indoor stuff like baking, one-pot meals, crock-pot stuff, air fryers type stuff. And that kind of upset the outdoor barbecue open fire cooking crew.
It's like when Bob Dylan went electric.
Sure.
Like it just all of a sudden the world splits in half.
Yeah.
And like, how dare you?
Yeah. Okay. Exactly.
Well, that makes me feel a little bit better when you were like, well, I get 100 million views every single month. It's nice to know that some people don't like you.
Yeah, definitely go to any one of the viral videos and you'll find some pretty hurtful and hateful comments.
Yeah,
but that's part of the gig.
That is part of the gig. That's social media 101.
You have to accept that.
So when do you transition from like, hey, it's COVID and I have to feed my family and I should know how to cook and now I'm cooking, to like actually like filming yourself or putting it on social media?
Yeah, so I've always loved creating content. Like anybody that knew me through high school knew that I was the guy that always was carrying around. It was a little pocket handheld camera. It was called a Simple Flicks.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had one of those. I got one of those for Christmas, maybe my freshman year. For Christmas, and then I just was recording everything, and that got me in a little bit of trouble through high school, but I was making some stupid YouTube videos, you know, so I've always just had a little bit of a creative part of me in just creating content. And then when I started playing around in the kitchen, I kind of just put 2 and 2 together and started posting on TikTok sometime in the fall of 2020.
Okay, so you start in the fall of 2020.
Yes, sir.
You're cooking, you're posting on social media. Do you have like a viral moment where all of a sudden, crack, like Richard Eats becomes a thing?
Yeah, so it was actually my 5th video on TikTok that I posted.
Really? Your 5th one?
My 5th video.
Hey, now listen, all the people grinding away on social media right now, like Richard's an outlier. You got to keep working hard.
It is true.
You keep working hard, and you can have that too.
So the instant success that I had on TikTok, that was not true for Facebook and Instagram.
Right.
There's been years of grinding on Instagram and Facebook to get to where I'm at today.
Right.
So TikTok, I was very fortunate, very lucky to have one of my very first videos. I think within 3 hours, I think it had about 2.5 million views. And so it was like, and then within 3 weeks, I think I had over 100,000 followers on TikTok. So it happened pretty quick.
What were you
TikTok.
making?
It was the video that went crazy was loaded French fries in your air fryer. And so it was a bag of frozen French fries with some shredded cheese over top, some bacon bits. It wasn't even real bacon. Yeah. So it was,
well, I think that's a great example. Like here you are in the thick of COVID. Mm-hmm. Everybody's at home. Everybody's looking like I gotta make my own food.
Yep.
Air fryers were kind of a trendy thing.
For
like
sure.
all of a sudden, air fryers are the new crock pot.
Yep.
And so like. You made something simple that everybody loves with a device everybody was really paying attention to on a platform that was really, really taken off.
It was the perfect storm, and thank you for recognizing that because I remember telling this story, and it's been 4 years or 3 years now, because air fryers were super popular during COVID. It was loaded French fries, so who doesn't like cheese and French fries?
Right.
And then it was right after Christmas, so it was like December 27th or 28th. So the people that just got an air fryer for Christmas, like it was just the perfect storm.
Wow.
It was the perfect storm, man. I nailed it.
So when you see in 3.5 hours you're getting millions of views, like what's going through your head?
I was like, I have to keep going. Like this can't be the end of it.
Yeah. Do you remember what you said to your wife?
holy S. Like, there's a video that she just pulled up because it came up in our memories that like my phone was just exploding. You know, it was
with notifications.
With notifications, because it was just one. And then like I remember Dave Portnoy, like you know, from Barstool Sports, like he commented on it that night, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like. And so the only thing that was going through my head.
It's not even real bacon.
Yeah, it's not even real bacon. This cost me $4 to make. Yeah, the only thing that was going through my head was like, I have to keep going. Like, what am I posting tomorrow? And then the rest is history.
Wow.
Yeah.
As long as we're talking about your wife, what'd you think about those scallops? She said so good. She's never
for more.
Yeah, she's never had scallops before. And I'm gonna tell you, like, typically I will eat anything under the sun. I will eat any kind of seafood. I'm kind of apathetic about scallops, but these are awesome.
They're awesome. Yeah, they're very good.
These are awesome.
For sure.
So kudos to Mark. We got some more food coming out here in a second, but
they just have such great food here. I mean, here and O's in Auburn.
They crush it. And we're gonna get to the Bay City food scene in a second, but let's keep going with your rise to Richard Eats stardom. I'm interested. So you have this one video, going viral. Anybody that creates content, this is kind of like, oh my gosh, like that's what I want to have happen.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
when a lot of times we don't realize that, like, now the bar is set. Now you have 100 million people waiting for your next piece of content.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
And so, like, what's going through your head as you're thinking, like, okay, now what do I do?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, today I really just try to make my next post better than my last post. I try to just be sure that tomorrow's post is better than today's and is better than yesterday's. That's really what I live by. I try to make a better hook to the video. I try to make it more interesting, try to be a little bit more entertaining, try to take the past analytics of previous videos and kind of just learn from every day on it. Yeah. Take feedback, accept the feedback, accept the hate if somebody doesn't like it. Yeah. You know, accept that criticism.
If somebody's here in Bay City and they're trying to make a go of it, like what tip would you give them based on what you saw on your analytics?
So the number one thing that I tell anybody that asks me is, oh, thank you so much. Look at the size of that burger.
Oh my gosh, what burger is that?
I don't remember what I ordered.
What burger is that?
That is the Sunburn.
The Sunburn?
Sunburn. Oh, it's spiced. There's jalapenos on it. Oh, that looks fire. I need Tums.
Dang. And I got lake perch here, people. This is lake perch.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, look at that.
Thank you so much.
And Brussels sprouts, too. Gotta have that fiber. No, I'll just use that. That's fine. Yeah, thank you. So, based on, like, what you're seeing...
Sure.
Give me, like, your top two tips if I'm a Bay City creator trying to make a go of it.
Number one thing before anything, before you start thinking about a niche, before you start thinking about what you're interested in,
making money,
whatever content you want to be, before anything, the number one thing that I tell people is that you have to get used to showing up every single day. Like, if you're in a mood where you don't want to post on social media every day, don't even start. Because unless you're consistent, unless you are showing up in some form or fashion every day, don't even start doing it.
You got to feed the machine.
You got to feed the machine. Yeah. And if you don't, you're going to be lost.
Yeah. Like, you got to treat it like a job, because it is
a job.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because we love, especially like in the creative world, we love to be passionate about our art. You're a photographer, like you want to be motivated, but when you shift into like, I want to make social media my thing, like you said, like you don't get to call in sick to work every other day because you're not in the mood. Like you got to show up every day.
Absolutely.
I love that.
So for me, if I don't feel like, I have a certain number of videos that are what I call in the holster. So they're ready to go if I need a day off, or if I can't post something, or if, we want to go to Detroit for the weekend, whatever it may be. And so that, I think, is super important, that just before anything, if you just need to get used to showing up every day. So then once you've come to terms with that and you get used to start posting some content, then you can start figuring out what works, what doesn't work, what kind of content you want to post.
I love that.
Yeah.
So you get your first viral video, and then you're thinking, okay, now I gotta post another one, That's right. Like, what happens next? Like, are you thinking, hey, this is what I want to do? Like, I want to make my living as a content creator right away?
Sure.
Or are you thinking, like, this is just a fun thing and
Sure.
I got lucky? Or
So the reason that I've stressed so hardly now that you have to show up every single day is because I didn't do that.
Really?
I was posting, when I originally started, I was posting maybe every other day, every 3 days. And so then from there, maybe within the past year and a half, I really put my head down and realized that if I want to make it a full-time job, that I have to post every day. And so once I started posting every single day, that's when I seen the tide turn, and that's when I started seeing some really good income coming in and be able to do this full-time.
Yeah. I love that point, too, for people that are saying, hey, this could be my future. Because I also think that way, is, if I get my viral post, then I'm going to hit it hard, and then I'm going to have the motivation, and then I'm going to, that will be the catalyst for me to make a go of it.
Sure.
But you're saying, like, here I'm getting hundreds of millions of views, but it was still kind of like...
Yeah, it was inconsistent.
Yeah, it was inconsistent.
It was too inconsistent. Yeah, for sure.
Interesting.
And then there's another part of it, too, like, just because I hit instant success on TikTok, that didn't mean that I had the same success for Instagram and Facebook. And so one thing you really have to come to terms with is that not every video, even though you feel like it's going to go and that you feel like it's a banger, that doesn't mean that your audience is going to feel the same way. And so you have to accept that not every video is going to perform the same. And it hurts. It hurts when you put your heart into something and then you post it and then it doesn't get anything.
I really love those Chipotle Brussels sprouts, but nobody else did.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right.
Well, and then also, like, there's the human element of it, too. Like, you feel like
absolutely
all of these people are paying attention to you, and they're supporting you, and they're cheering you on, and then you post something, and then nobody likes it.
Exactly
and then
right.
you see the comments, and the haters are all like, you're not even a real cook, or a real
for
chef.
Sure.
And it's like,
for sure. Yeah.
Do you have tips for that? Like, how to deal with that negativity on social media?
You just have to believe. You have to have such a strong support. Like, for me anyway, you have to have such a strong support system. Like, and people telling you, or people around you telling you that, like, you're on the right path, and you have to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
You have to know that this is just a face. This is a random face behind a computer. That their words don't mean anything. That you have to keep going. You have the success that you have. And, like, when you first start out, people may think that you're annoying and it doesn't matter. Hold on. Those that matter don't mind, and those that mind don't matter.
Oh, I like that.
That is what I live by.
I like that.
That's for sure.
And also, like, understanding, like, it's a bad day of work.
Yeah.
Just like everybody has bad days of work. Like,
right.
Everybody has that coworker that you might not get along with.
Exactly.
Or, like, boss gives you an assignment that you don't like and it makes you feel sad.
Exactly
or, like,
right.
like, all of those things. Like, you're not immune to having bad days simply because you're on social media.
Exactly right.
I love that.
Yep. And, like, yesterday I posted this, like, cheesy chicken rice deal, and I was really confident about the video. Like, I thought it felt good.
Yeah.
The flow of the video was good. I'm doing a little bit of longer form content, and I posted it and it didn't do so well. And so that, to me, like, I'm not going to be demotivated from that. Right. I'm just going to make today's video better than that one.
Truth.
Yeah.
Scooch that microphone just a little bit closer to you. Just we're getting a little bit more background noise.
Sorry.
No, you don't have to apologize.
I apologize for
Does he apologize like this all the time? I mean, that's a good thing, because a lot of people are like, no, man, I'm doing everything right. Yeah. So,
try to think of your content, too, as like an album. Like, one thing I tell people is that, like, if you think of Metallica's most popular album, and I'm gonna get it wrong, but
I like this.
Like, for me, like, my most popular videos are the appetizers and the dips, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, the street corn dip, the buffalo chicken dip, the spinach and artichoke dip, those are my master of puppets. That's the one. That's the sad but true. Right?
Yeah.
And then I have
Stairway to Heaven.
Stairway to Heaven, right.
Free
like,
Bird.
Yeah, Let It Be, bangers, right? And, like, those are videos that I can always count on. Those are the recipes that I can always count on to do well. And then I have my other things that are just supporting acts, right? So if you think of your social media channel as like an album, and, like, you have your bangers, you have the ones that are going to succeed, but then you also need that supporting content. I think that that's super important.
I like that a lot. And there's also the element of, like, the algorithm, too. Like,
for sure.
TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, like, they kind of deem what they want to be popular.
Sure.
And so you are also at the mercy of the social media overlords.
Yeah, for sure. So you have to be very, very careful with your channels to not kind of break any community guidelines.
Yeah.
So become familiar with those over the years, as I have.
So you're kind of you're growing, you're learning, you're getting closer to this. To becoming a full-time content creator.
I am full-time, yeah.
Yeah, you are now.
No, I was, sorry. Yeah.
So when, you don't have to apologize to me. So when, at what point did you realize like, oh, I could actually do this?
Yeah, when I started posting every day.
When you started posting every day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. I think that once I really dedicated myself at the beginning of this year to begin posting every single day, that's when I saw the returns.
Okay.
That was
you're putting in the work, you're getting the feedback, and you're
exactly
like,
right.
okay, now I've cracked the code, now I know that I can make this work.
Yeah, and it wasn't posting every single day on all the apps either. I started posting every single day. Excuse me, sorry. I started posting every single day on Instagram, I think in August or September.
Cool.
And once I think I've gained 150,000 followers on Instagram in like 4 months.
Woo.
Like my Instagram absolutely blew up once I started posting every single day.
That is wild.
And so that was proof to me that the algorithms love you feeding it. Mm-hmm. Like not only do the algorithms love the content, but they love the consistency. They love that you post at the same time every single day. And so that's something that a lot of people shouldn't overlook.
Such a great point, because when I was working with my brother, that was something that we would say all the time, that it's not quality over quantity, it's quality and quantity.
For sure.
You need to make a lot of really good stuff.
Yes.
And I think your point is so well taken, that like if you want to make a go of this and you want to make a splash, you got to put a lot of work out into the world, especially now as social media grows and grows and grows and grows and grows.
Absolutely.
You got to throw that content out there every single day, all of the time.
Absolutely.
For the chance, like, I'm going to grow. So you officially became full-time self-employed when?
December 14th was my last day.
Oh. Yeah. What was that conversation like? That like, hey,
between who?
I want to know like the inner workings of your marriage right now.
Oh, for sure. I mean, she has always been supportive. I mean, she's a day one OG. Like, I think I put in this. Like, I would not be able to be where I'm at without her. I mean, so many late nights. Just because I would be done at my corporate job at 4:30, I'd go to the store, get the groceries, come home, film, edit, post, voiceover.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be paying, I would not be able to spend time, actual quality time, until 7:30 at night.
And you also have 2 kids.
Yeah, I also have 2 kids.
Yeah.
Right. And so sleep was non-existent.
Yeah.
And so, but I'm so fortunate for her to be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel, that we are full time with our jobs now.
Awesome.
Right.
Well,
and
kudos to you. That's awesome. Being supportive and living the dream. And you've got two beautiful kids, Penelope and Elias.
Yeah.
We were talking about my Swedish friend Elias. Can I tell you about Swedish food?
No, please, go nuts.
So I want to tell you about two amazing Swedish food experiences. So he, at the time when I'd go out and visit him, he lived in this little Swedish town called Piteå. And they have a local dish there called pitapult, which is like essentially a potato dumpling. And it's got like minced pork or onions and things in the middle of it. And so we go over to his grandma and grandpa's house, to eat pitapult. And they have a word in Swedish, and I'm gonna butcher it. Sorry, bro. Like, I'm not sweet. It's a beautiful language, but like I can't speak it. It's like pultschwimme, which means like pult coma. And I was like why do you have a word called pult coma? And he said, well, you'll find out after you eat a bunch of pitapult. So we go and we're like pounding all these dumplings at his grandparents' house.
Yum.
And we go back to his apartment, and he goes, well, we have that word because typically what happens, because it's such a heavy carbohydrate dump,
for sure.
Like, you pass out after Thanksgiving.
That's
and we're
funny.
like, nah, man. Oh, thank you. And we're
That's incredible.
Yeah, we're sitting on the kitchen floor of his apartment, and we wake up 3.5 hours later, and we're just like all like just laying on the floor of this kitchen.
That's funny.
The second Swedish food. Have you heard of surströmming?
Sorry, I haven't.
It's fermented herring.
Okay.
So the way that they used to make it, and they still kind of make it this way. So you have the herring, and they ferment it in these like huts on the beach.
Nice.
And then they can it, and because it's fermented, like it's continuously fermenting in the can. And so when you buy it, this fermented herring is like bulging at the sides, like this can is ready to explode. And so to eat it, you have to open the can underwater because otherwise it'll explode fish guts and everything all over the place. And so Elias is like, just so you know, when we open this can, you will never smell another smell like this again. And I'm telling you this, like I opened that can of fermented fish, I want to say almost 20 years ago. And it's like PTSD, like right in my brain.
Wow.
It is the most horrific.
That sounds
smell.
horrible.
And I'm sorry, Swedish friends, and a lot of them hate it too.
Yeah.
But what you do is just you take it and you put it on a cracker and you eat it. Yeah.
Wow.
So if you ever end up in Sweden, you want to try
send
something
me a link
crazy.
To that. Yeah. Maybe I can find it on the internet.
Yeah. I want to say that he sent me a can once. I'll send him a text and see if I can get you a can.
If you get me a can, I will do a video on it.
Fermented herring.
Yeah. I'll do a video on it. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. So congratulations on going full time.
Yeah, thank you.
Self-employed. That's epic. I mean, it's like the scariest thing.
Oh, it's so scary for sure.
Yeah,
but it's worth it.
Yeah.
You know, it's definitely worth it to be able to be on my own time and have a lot. Just time is such a valuable asset to me.
Yeah.
You know. So
tell me more about that, because that was something that you wrote to me too. You were like time is such an asset.
Yeah, it is.
And like, typically when you think about being self-employed, you think about the hustle and you think about like I'm working 17 hours a day and all of those things. So tell me more about that idea, especially considering like you have a marriage and a family and kids. Tell me more.
The most important thing to me was that I had more time for my marriage and my kids. You know, I wanted to have that. I wanted to have everything done during the day that I could get done during the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead. If you need to cough that right out.
No, sorry. And so, because like I said, you know, I'd be done at work at 4:30. I'd go to the store. I'd film. I'd edit, post, feed the family, whatever. And then by that time, it's really late at night. And so for me, it was important to get all those steps done before 4:30. And then now I can have the night for my family.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, because you sometimes people hit that success and then they become consumed by more and more work, more and more work, more and more work, more and more work, and then and then if you would talk to them, you would say, like, I really want more time for my family and other things that I love, but they just never get there.
Sure.
So I'm happy for
you. For me, I told you before this, like my screen time has gone down since you know, being full time, just because I'm able to get done everything I need to get done earlier in the day.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And so the only thing that I do at night now, like my posting time is 6:30. So if you pay attention to the Richard Eats pages, like my posting time 6:30.
6:30.
Yeah. So
6:30 is when the food comes out.
That's when something comes out on the pages.
I love it.
Yeah.
So you've done a bunch of partnerships with really big name brands, Traeger and Walmart and things like. What was? Do you remember the first big brand that either reached out to you or you reached out? Because that's wild. That's a wild experience.
Brianna knows the story. She's laughing at me. So it's the NFL.
The NFL was
National Football League was the very first brand deal that I did.
Yeah, you know, no big deal.
Yeah, I know. That's why I hate the question.
My first brand deal was with the National Football League.
That's why I hate that. I hate that question, but it's true though, because I was.
You need to see on the camera that how Richard is squirming right now.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable. So
tell me that. Like they send you like a DM.
They did. They DM'd me on TikTok. Yeah, because one of the videos that I had posted right after the loaded fries. You know, at this point, I probably had 120, 130,000 on TikTok. Right after the loaded fries, I posted a video wearing a Lions jersey, even though the Lions were way eliminated from the playoffs during that time.
Yeah. But not anymore, baby.
Not anymore. We'll be there Sunday. Go Lions. Hopefully, when this comes out, we're preparing for the Detroit Football Lions to beat the living heck out of the...
Everyone.
Anyway, yeah. So I was wearing a Lions jersey in one of the videos, and then I tagged the Lions and I tagged the NFL, and the Lions commented on the video. Then I think that's how they saw it somehow. So then it was they wanted me to prepare a dish for the Super Bowl, and they paid me $100 in NFL Shop gift card. That was my payment for that video, and I was ecstatic. I was over the moon. Yeah. It was like the NFL, you know? And they still follow me on TikTok. I'm waiting for the day that they unfollow me, but they still do follow me on TikTok.
Well, I think that's in that is another tip for aspiring content creators.
Yeah.
In that sometimes, like a brand is going to offer you $100 for a piece of content, and you're going to snub your nose at it, and sometimes you should.
Absolutely.
But like when somebody from the NFL and you're trying to make it,
dude,
so like I will do this for free because like you get that NFL stamp and then goes out like it is worth 1,000 times more.
100%.
Yeah. But if somebody comes to you with like 5,000 followers and they're like, hey, can you hawk our skincare line?
Yeah.
And
we'll
pay you $50. Like, well, now it may not be worth it for
Absolutely.
you. So.
Yeah. So I get a lot of that. I get a lot of emails, and I just hired somebody to manage that part of like the Richard Eats business.
Yeah,
like
smart.
I don't even look at my emails anymore, and
Smart.
It's been so relieving. It's been such a relief that somebody now I just have a guy that tells me what brand partnerships I have for the month, and I'm cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look at you with your feet up, living the life.
Yeah.
Do you want another one down here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it to it, baby. You're self-employed.
Sure. I'm self-employed. Yeah. But yeah, that's been such a relief to not have to kind of filter through the trash. Is what I call it.
What did you make for the NFL? What was the
dish? They wanted me to do something on how I'm preparing for the Super Bowl. Okay. So I made buffalo chicken dip.
Okay.
Of course.
Oh, yeah. That's a good go-to.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. So but I cringed looking back at those videos because I would have approached it so differently. No.
But also, like, that's part of the process, man.
It is.
Like, you
Absolutely.
look back a year ago and you're like, oh my God, like,
Absolutely
I put that out into the world and I was so happy about it.
I know. I was psyched.
Yeah.
And it sucked.
Yeah. but that's also part of the process. Like, we used to say, like, you got to ship it.
Yeah.
Like, you got to put it out into the world.
Because
you're only as good as you are right now.
Absolutely.
And if you wait until you think that you're ready, until you think that you're amazing, you're never going to put it out into the world. You're never going to learn. You're never going to get better. You're never going to get over it. Like, you're never going to, like, hone your craft.
That's Brianna shaking her head because she knows, because her boutique, like, she's just doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You just got to do it.
You just got to do it.
Yep.
Shop Threads of Gold boutique.
Yeah. Shop Threads of Gold poop. So along with these like really huge brands,
sure.
I also see running around Bay City.
Absolutely.
I saw you. I think at the Ace Hardware store, Midland Street. I think you did something like with their Traeger grills and whatnot. I really want to ask you like, favorite things to eat in Bay City.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this question.
Yeah, because I've got a list, and I know that you have a list.
Sure,
so tell me, like, what are the things that you would eat here in Bay City for the rest of your life?
My top three, and this is nothing against H2Os or O's.
Yes, and it's also nothing against all the other places.
Absolutely.
Like, so,
no, absolutely.
Like, people like what they like, and all of your food is amazing, and we love you all. We just can't list all 50,000 menu items, so that's why I have to ask him top
I
three.
was thinking about that this morning, that Bay City of the Great Lakes Bay region, like, Bay City is the place to be if you love going out to eat. Like no other city here, Midland, Saginaw, Bay City nails it when it comes to restaurants. Okay, so top three, no specific order.
Okay.
Top three.
Okay.
That's the Richard Eats Buffalo Chicken Sliders at Barney's Bar and Grill.
Ooh!
No. If my name wasn't attached to it, I still would say that. Okay.
Yeah, I love that you brought up Barney's.
Yeah.
Because I went into Barney's for the first time a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Like, why have I not been getting food here for the last, like, every day of my life?
100%. And I remember the first time I went in there is when they were doing the fundraiser for Modes.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I went there, and then I've been hooked since.
Yeah, the food is fun.
Yeah.
And they have, like, a different, like, there's a great variety there as well. Like, it's not quote your typical like pub food.
Yes.
It's like elevated pub food, and the
Agree.
people are so nice. They're at Barney's.
Yeah, they do great. They do awesome, and they don't have an oven. They don't have an oven? They don't have an oven, and you would not know that because of how good the food is.
Kudos to you,
they do
miracle
everything
workers.
Fryer and griddle,
Really?
and it's incredible. They just nail it.
Those miracle workers at Barney's.
I will randomly text Shay and I'll be like, your food is awesome.
Just so you know, I'm thinking about your food.
I'm thinking of your food, yeah. You do not leave there hungry and you leave there with leftovers, and it's awesome.
Yeah, good job, Shay.
The buffalo chicken sliders at Barney's are awesome. Number 2. That's no particular order.
Yes.
The other one is the brisket nachos from Beaver's Pub.
Oh, yeah.
Brisket nachos from Beaver's Pub, incredible every single time.
And it's like
consistent.
A platter.
And it's a platter, it's consistent.
Yep.
It's always the same, it's always so good. Love it. And then the other one off the top of my head is the buffalo chicken dip at Retro Rocks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love your list, because you got like kind of the bar pub thing, but then you've got Beavers, which is like whiskey bar, but also kind of that vein. But then you've got Retro, which like has a completely different menu than everybody else.
Exactly. Yeah, Retro Rocks has really good food too. Beavers, Retro Rocks, and Barney's. That's my list.
Oh, I love it. I just had the crispy chicken. This is not the right name of it. I'm sorry, guys, but Tavern 101 just rolled out like a new crispy chicken sandwich, like a hot, spicy chicken sandwich. I love that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, very cool.
Nice.
So, as you're looking into the future of Richard Eats,
sure,
like, do you have a plan? Is it like a long-term plan? Is it a short-term plan? Like,
sure.
What are you thinking?
I mean, I think that now that I'm full-time with it, I've got a lot of different options. I really love the idea of doing more social media management for companies that are local, because I have a soft spot for just local. And so I've been playing around with different videos for a couple different businesses here. So that's definitely on the horizon. And, longer form content, I think right now on Facebook is super popular.
Yeah.
And so if I can get my videos over 3 minutes on Facebook, that's something that I've been exploring in the past couple of weeks.
Cool. I love that you said that, because like right now the world of social media is short form reels, like under 12 seconds, like the clickbait hooks and all of that stuff.
Sure.
But like as humans, like we gotta have the meat and potatoes.
Absolutely.
Like watching something for 3 minutes. Like, is it gonna have 500 million views in 30 seconds? No, it will not.
Right.
But like, you gotta tell the story, and you gotta meet the people, and you gotta be creative.
Absolutely.
And sometimes you need 3 minutes, 2 minutes to do it, as opposed to 14 seconds.
Absolutely. And the 3-minute food videos, especially, just gives me a little bit more time to slow down my voice, and like really just kind of explain why and what.
Yeah.
And, it's actually been pretty relaxing to make those videos.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, because I used to post nothing over 28 seconds was my sweet spot on TikTok for a long time.
Okay.
And then I transitioned to 1-minute videos, and now I'm transitioning kind of longer.
I love that you are also heading in a direction that's personally fulfilling, because that's always the danger when you become self-employed. Trying to do something that you love, is that you end up hating that thing that you loved, because it's like, crap, I got to do another recipe today, and I just really don't want to.
Yeah, and I think it's important, like for me at least, to have those videos in the holster, so that when I have those days where I have no motivation, I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. I love that.
Just setting myself up for success. My goal, another goal that I have for kind of the first 6 months of the year, is to have 10 to 15 videos just ready to go whenever I need them.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the big brand
Sure.
thing. So you have this kind of little recipe for the NFL, huge brand.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Like getting ready for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Do you have any like highlight moments with like a big brand partnership that you're like, oh my goodness, is this really happening?
So throughout 2020, what year is it? Throughout 2022, I was really heavily involved with King's Hawaiian. So
those little
slider,
honey
the
buns.
King's Hawaiian original Hawaiian sweet rolls.
Yeah, the sweet rolls.
That's the verbatim on the ad. So I was really heavy on those through 2022. I had a long form partnership with them where we were posting Slider Sundays. So their thing is Slider Sundays. So if you go back on my page through 2022, almost every Sunday I posted a new slider recipe. So in 2023, they actually flew us out to Daytona.
What?
Yeah, they put us up in a resort. They sent us to the NASCAR race, and it was just simply a thank you. There was no obligation to post anything. It was just, we're going to send you and your wife on a nice trip.
King's Hawaiian.
King's Hawaiian
you
nails
sweethearts.
it. Yeah, they're awesome. They're
Just
awesome
to say
people.
thank you?
Just to say thank you for all the hard work. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was great.
Typically it would be like, hey, we're sending you to Daytona because we're going to need you to live stream the entire 12-hour day.
None of that. But I think that a little bit of it is that you put, there was probably like 7 or 8 of us there. And so it's like, you put all these content creators in a room, like they're gonna post about it.
Which is the great way to go about it. Yeah. It's like, hey, we're just sending you there to say thank you. And you're not gonna not post about it.
That's exactly right. But they made it very clear. There was no obligation.
That's awesome.
And so it was really fun.
That helps keep
really
it fun, too, because then you can kind of grab things as you're like, I want to grab this, I want to grab this.
For sure. Like, I did a video. It was my idea. I grabbed like 10 packs of King's Hawaiian slider buns, maybe even more than 10. I don't know. I had my arms filled like this. And I was just walking around Daytona International Speedway throwing them to people. And it was such a good video.
Spreading the gospel of King's Hawaiian.
Spreading the gospel of King's Hawaiian.
Hear my people.
But King's Hawaiian is a really great partner of mine. I really appreciate them. They're awesome.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
So if people want to follow you on social media,
sure.
Give me all your tags and things like that.
Yeah, so primarily at Richard Eats on all the socials. You Google at Richard Eats, you'll find the TikTok, the Instagram, the Facebook. A little bit on YouTube. I'm not crazy about YouTube Shorts, but a little bit there. But primarily Instagram, Facebook, TikTok at Richard Eats.
Cool. And if you're local, reach out to Richard
for sure,
and his wife too. If you're like, man, I don't get social media. I don't want to mess with social media. I don't want to do anything like that.
Oh, for sure.
Like it makes sense to maybe hire somebody with 300 million views every single month. Wink, wink. So I'll give you that little plug there. Well, Richard, I want to thank you for being such a great human. Your wife for being such a great human.
Thank you.
Also the great work that you're doing.
Thank you.
And also just really shining a spotlight on Bay City as well. Like I love pulling up your feed and we're like, oh yeah, let's spend that street, baby.
Absolutely. Mode's the OG over here. Midland Street's awesome. H2O's is awesome. Barney's. Yeah, love it all. Love it. And thank you, Phil. I mean, Hey Bay City's awesome. You guys are doing a great job. I watch everything you put out. All the content's great. You're killing it. It's awesome for the city. It's great.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, man.
You bet, man.
Let's eat some more food.
Let's eat this burger. Yeah.
Cut.